Joe, first and foremost, I mean, kind of what you were telling me over the phone to start with, how has business been different for you guys this year compared to other years?
Well, in the middle of March, we basically lost, all of our school business. Anything that dealt with youth sports or schools, was down the drain. And then it kind of like, you don't even think about it because it's really bad at that time. And then all of a sudden you realize all the little leagues are canceling and all the summer camps are canceling. So we didn't, when everyone else was kind of opening up and getting their things going during the summer, we were still kind of bogged down till 1st of August, until schools reopened, because the vast majority of our business is schools.
A lot of small businesses were in the same boat as you, and some of them were forced. They had nothing they could do, and you could have easily turned that way with your scenario, but you didn't. You guys found something to do. What made you want to start something? Well,
one of the things that we did, and we've got an incredibly talented staff here, we were able to kind of pivot ourselves. We started doing some charity stuff, just doing signs and banners for businesses around town and let people know that they're open for carryout, they're open for takeout. We did some other stuff for benefits, online stores, and that kind of got people knowing what we're doing, which helped us down the road. But we just, like I said, we were sitting around trying to figure out what we could do, and the three or four of us just kind of figured, okay, let's move forward instead of feeling sorry for ourselves.
Good deal. And so I guess now you start reading the Wall Street Journal, which I heard never happens. Go ahead.
I will tell you, I got it for a sample for like a month. And it was early June, and I'm sitting eating breakfast, and I read this incredible article about Minneapolis South High School, who not only can't play because of the pandemic, but they have riots and racial unrest in their backyard because of the murder of George Floyd. And I'm thinking, I felt so bad. And that, just given my background in high school athletics, I felt so bad for this coach and those kids. And it was like, we can help them. We can do something for them. We're not working very much right now. We're getting paid by the PPP program. So let's try to do something. And I reached out to the writer of the article, and then she put me in touch with Coach Loso, and the rest is what we're doing now.
A lot of people might see an article like that and be like, "Oh, that's so sad." But you felt the sadness, but you also felt the need to help. What was coursing through your body? What emotions kind of led you to that decision?
I just think, being an athletic director for 25 years, I can't imagine, the pandemic was hard enough on these kids, these seniors that didn't have a senior year, a spring season, and then these kids who are, I think, within days of finally getting back together again, boom. And that's where I thought, I've never dealt with that. And I don't think a lot of people can even imagine what was going through their minds. When you read the coaches sleeping with a baseball bat in his front window because he has no idea what's going to happen, and his kids are out there caught in this, their families are caught in it, the grocery stores are burning down, the pharmacies are burning down, you gotta feel for that.
What was your initial conversation with Coach like? What did you say?
I just told him what my background was, what I had done with high school athletics through the years, and what I'm doing now, and how can we help. And I said, don't answer me now, just think about it. We screen print, we do awards, we do embroidery, and he came back with just some ideas about what he felt his kids need to do now, because it's not about football, it's about helping others and their parents, their grandparents, the people that need food, people that need prescriptions. And so I turned it over to Ellies, our designer here, and she just blew it out of the water with the design that she had, and we shipped off 60, 70 shirts that his kids started wearing when they were doing community projects, and, feel good story.
Absolutely. Just to back it up a little bit, when he sent you these different ideas, what was it that stood out where it was like, hey, we can make t-shirts for them, that's going to be what we do? Like, what was that decision?
Well, it was the one thing we could do for them that he needed. He needed something to rally his kids together again around this cause of helping others. And it wasn't a lot of stuff. I mean, he wasn't in the mood for plaques or trophies, but he wanted something that would be visible for them, that and also send a message to them. And the message was humility, others first, and so that's what we did.
As a business owner, even he had told me at first he sent you some ideas, but he was expecting we can get you this for a really special low rate or something. He wasn't expecting what you did. As a business owner, why did you feel like just giving them the t-shirts was the answer?
You just do that. Those kids needed it more than we did. So I don't know what else to say.
That's a great answer.
You just, we one of the things that I think got us over the hump in the summer was doing things for others. So
good deal. No, that was a great answer. Mm-hmm. So he goes with the saying humility. Why do you think, from your perspective, that was a good message to put on those t-shirts?
Well, after talking with him, and he is so well spoken. He's got an incredible background in athletics, but you can tell he is so much more than a coach. He is a teacher and a mentor to these kids, and his message was, people, this is not about themselves. You have to be humble. You have to go out and do things for others first. And so when he gave us those ideas, I mean, it was, and then when Ellies did the design, it just kind of, I know he was happy with it. So
good deal. You're very familiar with 16-year-old athletes being in your former profession. A lot of times, a 16-year-old just by themselves, especially an athlete, they're struggling to find their voice. But you see it on the national teams, the NBA teams. They're wearing messages on the back of their jerseys. Why is putting a message on a t-shirt, why can that be so impactful? I
think it even goes even deeper, just from all the years in high school athletics. The kids that are growing up in the community of Huntington or Warsaw, where I was working, their heroes are the high school athletes. Because they can reach out and touch them. They see them. They talk to them. And so when these kids in Minneapolis are doing that, that's a message they're sending to not only the people they're helping, but all those people that are behind them. And I think that's the thing. Over the years, high school athletics, it really provides that for the younger kids.
Short term, who knows where the long term game is going to go? But short term, what is something like this? What do you hope it would do to a community over there that's struggling?
Well, high school athletics is so important to all communities, whether it's small town like Huntington here. Minneapolis obviously is a lot bigger city, but that neighborhood, that community, you can tell by reading that article in the journal and talking to Coach, that is a community, and they rally around their Tigers. And so what they're doing now through trying to get back together and helping others is just going to make them stronger and make them more visible.
Good deal. Is there anything that I'm missing that you want to add?
I don't think so. I mean, people have asked me what's our end game here. We're doing an online store for them now, which is very gracious of him because it does allow us to generate some money off of helping them. But I think the longer thing is I hope we can stay with them. I hope we can go see a game maybe next fall. I hope we can do other things for them. I hope we can take some people, our staff up and do a project with them, meet those kids, so that's, and I hope that maybe it rallies some of our local athletes here right in Huntington that want to be a part of it and, reach out and we can maybe be a sister school. Who knows?
Good deal. A lot of times people say that sports are more than sports, and I think any of us that are in the sports business, we kind of understand that. But why is this, in your opinion, just another example of this being more about than just the sport itself?
I think it probably just goes back to like what I said earlier. High school athletics provides these opportunities for these kids, but yet at the same time, it brings people together in settings, whether they're the games, whether they're, there's nothing like being in a town, and you've seen it when the team goes all the way. It brings everyone together. People you never even have seen at a ball game. And I think that's what, to me, that's what high school sports is about, because kids that participate in high school sports, pretty sure they're going to be a success down the road because number one, they know how to work with others. They're competitive. They know how to. They just know how to do things.
Good deal. Well, the team will probably see this in Minneapolis. Is there anything that you want to say to them since you probably haven't been able to talk to the team directly?
I just wish them well, and we want to come up and meet them and have some fun with them. Hopefully we can see them in action next fall.
Good deal. Los, anything else you want to add?
I had a question. I think I lost it. I was gonna say, I think we did a few stories about this, about people who may feel like powerless and they can't do anything. So I would say, and a lot of them depend on the government. So I would say, how important is it to you to kind of do what it is that you can within your realm and your business, and kind of to employ other people to do the same thing, do what they can do to help. What is, because you guys are just, from what I see, just doing what is in your power to do.
Well, I think a lot of it stems, when of course I started this business 10 years ago. And so the only thing you're thinking about those first few years is making money. You got to turn a profit. You got to do this. And, as you get going, you realize that the business can do more than just sell things. And so we do some of that here in the community with kids that are struggling or kids that have been sick or families that have been sick. This was kind of a different avenue because we've reached out to someone that, first of all, I had never met, never talked to, and from 2-3 states away. But I just think it's something that if we can do it, then let's do it because it's not only going to help them, it's eventually going to help us. So, does that answer your question?
Yeah, and I have one more.
Okay.
Just one more, just personal intrigue.
You said no hardball questions, man. Alive. Okay.
I got many. You want some?
Oh no! I don't want any hardball ones.
So when you started this, you said 10 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. So when you guys started this, did you ever envision doing something like this?
I didn't envision doing a lot of things. I've got a lot of ideas for the book that I'm going to write about starting your business from scratch, but most of it I can't share on the air right now. But no, I just think it's as you evolve as a business, you figure out ways to do things well. You bring in talented people like we've got working for us right now, and that just opens up opportunities not only for your business to be profitable, but also, as we're doing here, in a couple other cases, just helping people.
I got one more for you. Ellies, right?
Yes.
Okay, when you saw Elise's design, you mentioned it, you touched on it a little bit that it blew you out of the water, but just give me some emotion of what you thought of when she took what she was given and she made what she made.
Well, I've been working with her now for a couple of years, so I know how incredibly talented she is and the things that she can just kind of turn up for people and businesses that want stuff, but she hit the nail on the head, and I think Coach probably told you the same thing with I think she blew it up or whatever. But and the online store that we've got going for him now, which is themed "Be the Change," she did it again. So it's just like a lot of people that have those abilities. All you have to do is give them a little bit, and then they take it and just explode.
Good deal. Why would you encourage people to help out how they can? Maybe not even just with this, but just with what's going on in the world right now.
Well, just from our standpoint, I was just sitting there feeling sorry for myself. We weren't making any money. We were losing money out the wazoo, and it's like, hey, we can do something. Find out that thing that you can do, and if you can do it, do it. I know we took a hit a little bit in doing these shirts for them, but in the end, it's going to be well worth it.
Good deal. Anything else you want to add, Joe?
No, thanks.
All right.